In today's video, I'm gonna share with you 5 of my most favorite cheap fragrances that smell like few of those good niche stuff out there. So without any further ado, I want to start by House of Armoff at number 5, Derby Club House Ascot. It is a very crowded and complex green fragrance. It is slightly soapy. I can get leather and green herbal notes are very dominated main players here, and there is some kind of spicy sweetness going on as well, like cinnamony sweetness plus leather plus hints of soapiness and herbal notes. It is green, slightly brown and dark crowded fragrance. So if you're not into these type of fragrances, I mean unusual, rare smelling niche fragrances, this one is a big pass for you. Smells very daring, and probably you're gonna get bad comments rather than compliments. It's not definitely a compliment fragrance. Performance is average, like maximum 6 to 7 hours, let's say good 6 hours, with first hour and a half average to below average projection and sillage. At number 4, Oud Touch by Frank Olivia. So for me this fragrance is not that much heavy on the oud. Like the name, it is Oud Touch. We have a touch of oud, a kick of oud here, but fragrance is mostly floral, spicy, oriental, like rosy. Jasmine rosy is much more prominent compared to the jasmine. We have here like caraway, coriander spiciness. Fragrance is very crowded and messy. That messiness reminds me of Oud Lemon Mint by House of Mansura. Especially at the dry down gets closer to Oud Lemon Mint, but yeah, definitely here I can get that Oud Lemon Minty character clearly. About performance, I cannot say the same thing, it is like Oud Lemon Mint. No, that fragrance is a beast mode fragrance in my book. This one is okay, average, a little bit above average, like 6-7 hours. In terms of longevity, with 2 hours, okay, good projection and sillage, but definitely it is not a beast mode fragrance. At number 3, I found a great hidden gem, guys, here from House of Rasasi, one of those unfairly underrated hidden gems. Kun Mukhtalifan means be different. If I'm not mistaken, please let me know in the comments below if I'm true or not. But as I know means be different. If it is a different smelling fragrance compared to 95% of my collection, let's say it smells like a niche fragrance. The character is not niche, but it smells like a niche fragrance that has a designer character. Yeah, it is a great description for this fragrance. It is inspired type of fragrance by one of those fragrances that I know it good. I will let you know also. About scent, I have to say it is spicy, kind of citrusy, but citruses are not net, but you can get some hints of citrusy, fresh fruitiness at the top of this fragrance. Spicy and sweet, fruity, fresh, spicy and sweet, with hints of lotiony vibe at the background. As I said, it is an inspired type of fragrance, very close, I have to say. I cannot say identical, but definitely very close to Sedley by Parfums de Marly. Side by side I can get like 80% of similarities. Definitely that freshness. Yes, here we have more clear quality. This one is much more complex, more woody, and we have not that lotiony vibe which is available here. But yeah, by 20 bucks, 30 bucks, you cannot expect more than this. But I can get again like 80% of similarities. Again, I have to say these are not identical, but definitely share like 75 to 80% similarities. Performances are same almost. This one is much more clear and louder compared to Sedley, but yeah, both are almost identical in terms of performance, like 6 hours with first hour and a half average projection and sillage, 6 hours in terms of longevity, I mean. At number 2, from House of Letova, you know it, I have talked about this fragrance in several videos. One of those cheap fragrances that I will keep recommending it to you. Oud for Glory, Cologne of Oud for Greatness by Initio. So scent of this fragrance, for those who have not smelled any of these fragrances, is sweet and bitter. In the same time, we have candy flossy sweetness, saffrony spiciness with woody, resiny bitterness without being animalic or medicinal. Performance is great. I have no doubt about the performance. Lasts strongly 10 to 12 hours plus with 2 to 3 hours very loud projection and sillage, and this one is the most complimented fragrance on today's list. At number 1, at the top of the list, another great hidden gem, again from House of Letova, Cutit. So some says this is clone of the downhill icon Absolutes. For me, I have it also here. For me, no, I'm not on the same page. This is better. There is something mutual between these two fragrances, like 10-15%, maybe because of bottle design, they say. This is cologne of downhill icon Absolute. For me, this fragrance is much more inspired by another fragrance, like I have to say Carlisle. It is much more in that direction, like Carlisle, like Red Tobacco, especially at the dry down. This is a linear fragrance. I mean, at the opening there is nothing to do with, for example, Red Tobacco or opening of the Carlisle, but at the dry down I can get like 80% of similarities here. I can say Carlisle is closer to this fragrance compared to Red Tobacco, especially at the opening. Performance is good. I can get like 6 to 7 hours, good 6 to 7 hours with hour and a half, 2 hours, good kinda average projection and sillage. After first hour, projection is average, but at the first hour is good. It is not a beast mode fragrance, but definitely it is a strong type of fragrance. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Remember to support me by your likes. If you have any opinion, suggestion, question, let me know in the comments below. I will answer you. Stay safe. See you in another video.